Welcome to week 11 of the Tonto's Demise podcast. I'm Detonator's Tonto Bowl 6 champ.
And I'm Matt Datling, Tonto Bowl 1 and Tonto Bowl 3 champ.
And we had to give that shout out to none other than Jim Crick for...
James T. Crick.
Yeah. We had to send a real man in to finish the job. And as Craig pointed out on his video, man, he's owned him since like 2010.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think Craig said he's like, since 2010, he might have 1 win or 2 wins or something. So I think the last 5 years, Crick has won.
You say something like he averaged like a 180 against him?
Yeah, yeah. So, Crick, thank you. I mean, he's not completely out of his misery, nor am I, but man, that's what we needed was that 7th loss. And if I have to, I'll finish him off next week. So, that's a great way to start the week. I mean, I wish I was still more in it than I am, but if I have to be down there in the basement, I'm glad I'm down there with Craig.
What is this, like the movie Saw? Like, you guys both are chained up against the wall?
Yeah, me, Craig, and Jay.
Jay?
Yeah.
I don't know who. That'd be actually an interesting episode of Saw to see who would get out.
Yeah. I have to say, I've never seen a Saw movie.
You never saw? Well, I only
Never saw Saw.
One. I saw the first one, and that was enough for me.
Yeah.
It was really good, and I did not like it.
And there's like, what, 12 of them?
I don't know. There's a ridiculous amount. But I like horror. I don't like horror movies, but I can deal with Freddy Krueger and Jason and Michael Myers. But when it comes to stuff like where they can abduct you in a parking lot or something, like that's where I start getting a little worried.
Right, and they actually show all the gruesome like mutilation. No way. No thanks.
Yeah. So, well, so you want to watch Saw?
No, thank you.
It's gonna be a Christmas present.
Pass.
Pass.
As I always do for my unfinished business, I got to bring it up against Craig. Not against, but kind of with Craig, because he brought up something on his video that is very true. Him and I have the highest points against, and we're not just crying, it's just the cold hard facts. And we both have some pretty solid numbers for, but it's kind of sickening when you look at Gags, and he's like the lowest points against, and he does pretty well for, but I'm with Craig. Like, you never know how things are going to shake out, but it's fantasy, so you just have to like kind of roll the dice and hope that it doesn't come up snake eyes or whatever it is to get you out of the game. And it feels like it's come up snake eyes for me all year long.
Well, I mean, okay, I understand where you're coming with Craig and with him pointing out the facts about the most points against, but I'm not going to take anything against Mike, against Gags, because he did say he hasn't really played any number 1 receivers besides Jordy, and Jordy tanked against him.
Mike Evans.
Did you play again?
Yeah.
Okay.
He did well.
But, I mean, Jordy tanked against him, and I believe I still won.
Yeah.
So he did lose against a premium wide receiver. Hopefully he loses again in the playoffs to a premium wide receiver named Jordy. And but no.
It's just a tough pill to swallow, you know?
It is, but
you put a good product out there, you know, the fans love it, but then you don't get the result you're looking for.
Well, hold on. I can't say you got the... First of all, we don't know, like, what games were, like, you guys went out of this world and had, like, a 200-some point thing that just jacks up your totals. But I like that Craig points out, of course, and that he said, like, you'd be 7-3, and if you had something like Gags, because I forget what it was, and he'd be 8-2.
Right.
I thought it was kind of funny. He put 8-2 and 7-3. Like, he went to make sure that he had 1 win more than you did. And that it was like a mirror image of the league was a mirror image of itself.
Yeah.
But I still don't take anything away from Gags, because Gags has masterfully traded himself to the top.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's done 1 too many trades, maybe 2 too many trades, but he knows the art of the deal.
he probably voted for Trump.
Yeah.
The art of the deal in fantasy sports.
But I mean, the way I look at it is, if I get knocked out officially this week, I'll be okay. I'll sleep at night, because if this were a rotisserie league, I'd be like 4th place, maybe 5th place, and I'm okay with that. So, side note, who wants to change this to a rotisserie league?
Not me.
No, me neither. I hate rotisserie leagues. They're so boring.
So do I.
Yeah. It's like you have to keep paying attention, and you don't get any real satisfaction until the end of the season.
Yeah, well, the point is, if you could sleep at night if you're not in the playoffs, and I actually envy you, because last year when I was in the playoffs, I got the best sleep I've had in playoff history, As opposed to when I'm in the playoffs, I can't sleep at night because I'm worried about making the wrong choices.
Oh, I know. I mean, look what Jimmy did. You saw it on the message board. He said, don't mind my transactions. Within like a half hour, he's switching tight ends.
Right.
So he's freaking out. We're not even in the playoffs yet.
That's true. I mean, anyway, Charles Clay twice, and with Jesse James is what he settled on.
Yeah.
That's desperation. And I know he's got Antonio Gates.
Right.
But
I heard that he's actually seeing a fantasy football therapist over this season. Yeah. So he's got a lot riding on it. He's invested a lot of money just to try and basically get from week to week, So more power to you.
who are you kidding? He doesn't have any money. He spends all his money on Starbucks.
That's true. Jay can attest to that. But you know what? Maybe that's actually a good business to get into, is like a fantasy football therapist. You'd probably make a lot of money. You could help them a little bit with like trades and transactions, but really just be like moral support. I think there's a market.
Think that could fall under life coach.
Yeah, fantasy football life coach.
Not Matt Berry.
Yeah, not Matt Berry.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to say about that. But as Craig pointed out, we both have a path to victory, and my path goes straight through Craig, which I love. I'm banking on the fact that Bean is going to probably lose these next 3 matchups. He's going up against the 3 top teams, you, Gags, and Crick. And if that happens, look out. That door is wide open. All I need to do is win out, which is easier said than done, but, man, I like my odds. No, I don't.
I like to point out the fact that Craig's the one that pointed that out, as well as the road to possible 6th place.
Yeah.
And so this is what I envision. I envision Craig in the same role as Donald Trump, whereas Donald Trump had no chance of winning. He needed Pennsylvania, Michigan, North Carolina.
Yeah,
and so he needed
Wisconsin,
these 3 states that probably weren't going to fall in his way. So he's sitting there, and he probably went to bed. They probably had to wake him up because he's an old geezer. And but that's you, Craig. You need Bean to lose to like these 3 states, and it could happen. You could be. I mean, you basically right now are the Donald Trump of our league.
I love that you're comparing him to Donald Trump.
I think it could be possible.
I mean, further than the hair, because the hair is definitely, there's a comparison there to be made. But yeah, we know Craig's not safe in Trump's America, but in our league, he kind of is the Trump.
I think so. Yeah, he's definitely not safe in Trump's America. Somebody from Wimber could probably not even know that he went to there and graduated. They probably think like he was Mexican and trying to have him deported.
But I hope that it doesn't play out the same way as like it actually played out in reality, because we do not want Craig to win these 3 states, these 3 victories. So
I hope not either. I mean, I definitely do not want him to win. I would say let me see here. Who's Bean have to play against? He has me, Jimmy, and Crick.
Gags.
Or Gags?
Yeah, Crick and Gags.
Oh, and Gags. I thought you had to play Jimmy.
No, Jimmy Crick.
Oh, I got you. All right.
I think he could easily lose those 3.
Wouldn't that be something? How upset would Bean be?
Oh my goodness, we'd hear some real tears.
Yeah, I would love to hear the Bean is talking on that one. He'd flip out.
Yeah, it wouldn't just be for dramatic effect. It would be real.
His whole end would be Gary Barnage.
You
Screwed me. All right, this next isn't really unfinished business,
No.
but it's bring up the subject of the Thanksgiving podcast. So hopefully we want to have it at Rizzo's once again,
Or Justin's Kitchen.
or Justin's Kitchen. Yes, that's right. We don't know how many people will be there. We're pretty much counting on Justin and Craig, maybe Kevin Bean, possibly Bigler. We don't know if Crick was coming. But
Tree Size will surprise.
maybe Tree Size could surprise us. That'd be pretty cool.
Leave the kids at home.
Leave the kids at home. Give them a little whiskey in their waters and milks, and then we'll see what happens. But no, we just want to kind of, everybody could like text us in line after something and give us a rough idea of whether they can make it or not, and we'll just still have. Either way, we're gonna have a podcast, and we hope to see you there. If not, you can listen to our voices, and we'll probably be drinking some beers and having some good times. Yeah, and screw you guys. We might have a couple girlfriends there too, so there might be a Brogan interview.
Oh, that'd be good.
Maybe it will be a Brogan interview. It'll be. I think it would go over well.
You know what? We're gonna do it.
Oh, we're gonna do it.
We're gonna do a Brogan interview.
Well, okay. I will let her know. I'll also let her know that I don't know any questions that are gonna be asked.
Oh man, this could be ugly for you.
it could be ugly for me. It could come out surprisingly well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We shall see.
we shall see. So let's move on. Hopefully, you'll forget about that interview. And yeah, so that's all we got about the Thanksgiving.
This next small piece of unfinished business has to do with Nola. She's sitting here right now. She's podcasting with us, and she's wearing something that it's a protest, really. She's wearing a Chicago Bears onesie, and it says, I love ice cream, I love shopping, and I love the Chicago Bears." And I didn't realize that babies could be so sarcastic, because she saw me in so much pain as I was checking my phone on Sunday and watching Jay Cutler throw interception after interception, and she knew, like, when Big Ben threw 75 points, it was over. So shout out to Nola for wearing the onesie. You know, it kind of made me laugh. Salt in the wounds in a way, but what are you going to do? You got to move on. So after the season, we're probably going to burn it because she'll grow out of it anyway. And so, yeah, thanks to Nola for trying to cheer me up, because it could be the end of my season.
Why don't you? I mean, it's all memories, Brian. So why don't you put that onesie down in the garage with the trophy?
Well, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, maybe that onesie could just be hung up like in the rafters of my garage. That's not a bad idea.
You gotta make sure to have the point tonal of Jay Cutler hanging below it.
Yeah. And that game was ridiculous. If anybody was, I doubt anybody was really watching, but he threw that bomb to Cameron Meredith at the end to get like 11 points, and then he had a couple garbage passes at the end of the game, which got me another 10 points. Had those 2 minutes not occurred, he would have gotten me like 4 points.
Wow.
It was really bad. I mean, I'm actually lucky that he scored over 20 points, and I'm sure Craig is nodding along. Yeah, he's like, you're so lucky, because that would have been even a bigger embarrassment. So that's all I have to say about that. And for this next piece of unfinished business, so a question for Detling. What the F were you talking about with the denim? The denim pictures. What is your art project? Will you please explain it so Kevin Bean will shut up?
That is a interesting question there. So we were hanging out at the house, and so started off Brogan out. I was wearing jeans at like 10 p.m. and they're like stretchy jeans, so that they feel comfortable to me.
Are they mom jeans?
No, but they're good. They're good quality jeans, man. She said, "Why are you not wearing like sweatpants or shorts or something?" And it's like, "What are you talking about? These are like almost the same as sweatpants." And I said, and she's like, "Nobody wears jeans at 10 p.m. at night." And I was like, "Well, let's see." And I typed in the line app and it said, "Who's wearing jeans?" And Justin said, "I'm wearing jeans." And I thought for sure. Then he said he's wearing his like work pants. And she's like, "See?" But I was like, I know for a fact there got to be people out there wearing jeans at 10 p.m. If you're not going to bed in the next hour, you're wearing your jeans. So
I don't know if you're going to get anyone to back you up on that. If I'm wearing jeans at 10 p.m., it's a mistake. Usually I'll be sitting in my boxers or sweatpants by 10 p.m.
Well, I mean, I guess we have different views on fashion and style. Like, I want to be looking good if somebody comes over to the house.
Hey, we're talking about relaxing.
Well, hey, if somebody like comes to the house, you know, you want to be able to be like, boom, hey, I'm ready to go. Let's go. Let's do it.
And I'm in my boxers. Let's go.
Yeah, you're in your boxers, Ryan. I mean, we can all tell the story of the time you were in your orange nightgown or robe with your San Jose Sharks boxer shorts, and me and Vince both saw more than we wanted to.
Justin was there too.
Justin might have been there too. Well, they weren't even your boxers; they were Adam's boxers. They were hand-me-downs. Which to me, I mean, who hands me down their boxers to another? Here you go, bro. Here's my boxers from like a couple of years ago.
That have holes in them.
That have holes in them. Oh man, but no. And then it just started out like I forget. I was joking around about the collage and the calendar thing, and then Bean got it the wrong moment.
Yeah, he did.
And I think he actually was genuinely probably saddened that he wasn't considered for this calendar collage.
That's really funny. Yeah, and I think he got excited that there was like an art project going on with our league.
I know he was. He was really wanting to take us to the next level. I was like, we already got that website interview.
Yeah.
And now he's like thinking maybe we'll get something in the news about the first ever like denim collage. I mean, Picasso style. We could do a whole bunch of things with it. But no, sorry, Bean, it's not going to happen. Maybe in 2020.
But I didn't enjoy, but I appreciated the picture that Gag sent in of his coworker. I wonder if his coworker even knew. Like, I wonder if he just like took his phone out and put it right by his crotch, to take a picture.
I don't know. I did laugh when I saw it. I thought it was Gags, and then until he said that, and I was already half comment through, so I just finished my comment about it. Him looking like he had no balls.
So I want to find out how many guys actually hang out in jeans. Not very many. Can't be many guys.
I want to find out how many pictures Gags has of other guys in jeans, just crotch areas. So, why don't you get on that one, Gags, and give us a collage of that.
All right, this one's going out to, God, man, I really don't like the assistant to the commissioner or the commissioner himself. So it's going out to my other BFF, actually BFN, best friend for never. Ooh. So, Jimmy, it must have been extremely painful to lose on Monday night, especially when Yahoo has you up by like 40 points. But in reality, you lost. And again, I'm going to take it back to our election. Everyone's probably sitting at home thinking like, oh yeah, Hillary's got the popular vote, but somehow she ended up losing. Sounds kind of familiar to your situation, Jimmy. You had the popular vote with Yahoo, but then reality, which again is Trump, which is Craig. Craig came in and said, nope, Jimmy, you lost. Judd had the electoral votes. Sorry, no dice. So, I really do hope the best for you, Jimmy, but that had to sting.
I've got one more, pretty much the only bit of unfinished business. This one goes out to Brian Volsko. Brian, this year was a very trying year for you. You have had three wins, right? You had your first win. The first game of the season, and then you went braggadocio, and then you lost a lot of games.
Yeah.
Won one, and then lost another bunch.
Beat Jimmy.
Which
Jay.
So you beat two Hubers.
Yes.
So and you're trying to claim the Huber Squasher spot. I think that's all you can grab onto these days. My question and unfinished business. I mean, what's it like? What's it like being down there at the bottom? I mean, when's the last time you made the playoffs?
2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Yeah, I made it to the finals.
Okay, it just seems to me that you consistently don't make the playoffs.
Well, it would seem that way, but it's not. That's not true.
That's
It's just 2 years in a row. I mean, hey, this season is not over. I still have a chance. Don't write me off.
Don't write him off. Don't write Craig off either.
That's right.
Don't write Jay off either.
Well, Jay, we can maybe write off. But Craig and I have the points. We can slip into sixth place. We've got the points.
And I compare this. I told him I'm comparing it to somebody who's hanging off the ledge by like 2 fingers.
Yeah.
And like this game is like pretty much all. By the end of the fourth quarter, there's 1 finger left, and it's all it is, just struggling. So we will see if Brian's team falls to their death, or if he's able to put 1 or 2 more fingers up on that ledge.
Right, Marvin Jones, baby, you owe me. Let's do it this week.
Marvin Jones. We need an update on that picture, Craig.
Beep. Gentlemen of the podcast, I'm very, very sorry that I missed calling in last week. I was so overcome with grief by the way that things had turned in our country. But listening to your podcast, I felt inspired. I want to bring everybody back together again. You know, there's too much division in this country. So I thought I would call today and just offer a bit of a peace offering. Because I feel bad that I missed last week. I wish I could bring it back somehow and do it over again. And and Craig, sorry that I had to beat you last week and put you on death's doorstep. I feel like you and I there's just this separation there. And I wanted to give this little moment as a peace offering to both the gentlemen of the podcast and also to Craig. If I can turn back time, if I can find a way, I take back those trains like you, and you'd stay. If I could reach the stars, and I'd give them all to you, and you love me like you used to do. If I could turn back time, That was for everybody. It's from the heart. It's from the heart, guys. I could take it all back and do it over again. So I'd still beat Craig, but I would definitely find a way to not have Trump as president. But that's all I've got. I'm too overcome with emotion now. Peace out.
Well, that was inspiring. I would say the most, the least to the least, Brian.
And I'm glad we could inspire that into Kevin.
I'm glad too as well. We could turn back time. What a beautiful choice of words to sing to the group.
Yeah.
And I love the part where he said, "I'd still beat Craig, and as long as Trump doesn't win the election."
That's right.
And you can take back all those trades that hurt you.
That was my favorite part.
Yeah. As usual, Bean, you slay us with your beautiful voice. I did hear that one little high note waver though, but I know you're good. You're way better than I am, and we appreciate you always singing to us. A couple lullabies. Unfortunately, it wasn't good enough for Nola to go to bed.
Yeah, she's
But-
still wide awake.
Yeah, you need the low. What do you call it? Octave.
Yeah, low octave, sweet lullaby.
Is it octave or octave?
I think it's octave.
Okay, octave. Is that what we said? Octave.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, great call as always. But try and get in on time next time.
Yeah. Hey, I don't care when you get in, Bean, just as long as you're singing. That's all I care about. And I still have to try a cup of that cold brew. Got to get some of that stuff for myself. Okay, and it looks like we have another message here. Okay, well, on to the next one, guys.
Good evening, Tano's demise. This this past week just it knocked me right off my chair. I got a head cold now, sniffles. I'm feeling crappy, and it all started Sunday evening, really, and then just really just hit me hard on Monday. Justin, I can't give enough credit to his team for coming back. That was pretty stellar. But it is really, really hard for me to swallow a 40-point Yahoo win and losing by less than 3 points. I'm still, I'm flabbergasted. I guess one thing is for sure next year at the draft, Bean, I'm talking directly to you. Your vie to get all points for running backs, another hand is definitely going to be up in favor. That's what Monday taught me, because, God, I just can't, I still can't get over it. I really can't. And this week, Tree, I'm just, you saw how off I am. I picked up like 4 tight ends in like 10 minutes and dropped them already. And I'm not even going to pick I'm not even going to use the ones that I picked up. Like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm wasting time. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Wow, Brian.
That's not all you can say about that call.
I mean, that is the sound of a defeated man.
Yeah, physically, mentally, emotionally, he's drained.
He is drained. He does not know what to do. He's like,
There were like 3 times where he's at a loss for words.
this poor man, somebody could check up on him. He might be depressed. He might be sitting on his couch eating unlimited amount of ho-hos, playing Everybody Hurts by R.E.M. repeatedly, crying over, it can't be a girlfriend, but over this game being his girlfriend. At least I know that's what I've been guilty of in the past. So yeah, Brad, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it sounded like a broken man, and I have to say that we've all been there. We've all been defeated, and it gets the best of you. Like you heard Craig on his video today. He didn't know what to say. Like he's pretty much out of it, and he's coming to grips with it. So, fantasy football is a very powerful force in our lives.
it can be very traumatic.
Yeah.
We were just saying earlier how somebody should be a professional fantasy football therapist.
Yeah.
And like there for moral support, because we know our wives and girlfriends aren't there for moral support.
No sympathy.
No, none whatsoever. And if you have a wife or girlfriend that's cool with fantasy football, usually they're in the league with you and they're trying to destroy you.
That's right. So there's still no love.
Yeah, so there's little battles going on within the house as well.
Yeah. I think Jimmy's suffering from some PTSD right there.
True.
Yeah.
That is tough to lose to a 40-point projection on Monday night, was it?
Yeah.
By 3 points?
Yeah.
Wow.
That is the worst one on Yahoo. It says he won by 40.
Ugh, brutal.
That's when you hate our league.
Yeah, and all the points and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, my heart goes out to you, Jimmy. Brian's over here laughing. He's the type of guy that's gonna kick sand in your face when you're down. I'm there to pick you up, and then the two of us can beat the crap out of Brian. Just remember that you're not 3-7 and praying for a miracle to get in the playoffs. So far, you control your own fate. And so go Hubers.
One more thing, real quick.
Oh, there's one more thing.
Why didn't you bring up Detling's team name? I thought you guys discussed that. So what's the new team name?
There's no new team name. As usual, there has to be 2 Hubers to beat me.
I just thought Jimmy was calling in about it.
No. Well, if you would have called in last week, I probably would have went to Huber Squashed.
Yeah.
But the week is over, so I'm still a squasher. I got a chance to redeem myself against your brother. And maybe this will be the last year for the name. Maybe not. We'll see. I don't know. I just feel like it rolls off the tongue a lot easier. So, all right, on to the next one. Trade time, trading guys, excellent.
And now it's officially almost the deadline, and Gags has no trades left. Thank the
trades
Lord. Thank the Lord.
You know what, Brian? I really miss Josh. He really rounded that out.
Yeah, he kind of did, but he didn't actually sing trade time
What did he sing again? Great.
with this week's matchups.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, but now that you said it,
We didn't have any trades.
yeah, we did.
Did we?
There were a couple trades, but I kind of miss Josh in general.
Is he behind that door? Is he going to pop out? Josh, come out. I know you're in there.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I don't think we really pointed this out. We'll make this very brief. Josh came before Delling last week, and Delling had no idea he was coming, so I had Josh hide in the door to my basement for about 15 minutes.
I thought it would have been more fitting if you had him hide in the closet.
And I was really trying to get Delling riled up and trying to talk smack on Josh's team, but he kind of was complimenting him more than anything. And Josh was just standing behind the door, like probably saying, like, "What the f?"
I honestly had no idea at the time. I was like, "Yeah, Josh said it was a good freaking team." So you guys were trying to fool me, and I was not having any of it because I did not know.
But then he finally did burst through the door, and he's still kind of shocked Delling. So the shock factor is still there.
Well, yeah, he came out. Oh, I've had enough.
Couldn't take it anymore.
No, I thought it was Crystal at first. I thought she went downstairs to the basement for something. And I've had enough. I was like, what did you
think?
do,
You think she put on like 100 pounds and grew a beard?
No, but I didn't see her. She like disappeared from my peripheral vision.
Fair enough. You're always trying to keep tabs on her?
Always. I mean, Brian, if she puts on 100 pounds and grows a beard, I'm going to be the first to let you know.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So let's get into a couple of these trades here. We had a few. Let's see here.
I believe you're first.
Was I the first one?
Yep.
All right. Let's jump right into that one.
All right. We got Brian Voltzko, the Detonators, trading away Cameron Meredith and Andrew Franks.
Great name.
Versus and getting back to San Diego defense.
And I know there was a lot of uproar about this trade, which I think is funny. Like, the reason I love this league is, like, you could do the smallest trade and you get the biggest reaction.
Did we talk about this already?
No.
No? Okay.
No, we didn't talk about this at all. But, like, it gets everybody just so fired up whenever the smallest perceived injustice happens. And that's why I love this league. Like, they don't, like, let anything slip through the cracks.
We know you just picked up Andrew Franks and threw him in there trying to make us blind us to the rest of the trade. Because I was like, who the hell's Franks?
I picked him up last week because I didn't have a kicker.
Is the punter named Beans? I mean, Franks and Beans.
Nice. But I'm ching. So anyways, Bean and I had a few different things going on with this trade, and I just looked ahead, and I'm like I said in the lineup, I was looking at the matchups, and San Diego D has a pretty good matchup against Craig, which I definitely need to win. They're playing against Houston, so anybody that's going against Houston with Brock, I'll take that any day. And
That guy is terrible.
he is. The only person who likes him is Josh.
Why?
He started him like 4 weeks this year.
Well, speaks to Josh's intelligence there.
Yeah. And I think he had Bortles on the bench whenever he started Brock.
That's terrible.
Yeah. So, anyways, the other thing that really sealed the deal for me, which again is a huge long shot, but if I make it to the finals against Gags, I will. Well, I don't know if that'll happen or not. I don't know who I'd actually
Would
play.
not if you're in sixth place.
All right. So whoever I play in the finals, let's say it's Delling.
You wish.
San Diego's going up against none other than Cleveland, so I will take that matchup and in the finals.
Hey, you should be careful what you wish for because Robert Griffin III might be the quarterback,
True.
so he might run all over you.
Which is so funny that we're even like projecting that I make the finals. It's like probably a 1% chance, but I'll take it.
So you're saying there's a chance?
That summarizes my position this year. Did you want to make any comments on the trade?
I mean, oh, God bless you. Sneeze from the crowd. Well, there's nothing really. I don't know. People were mad because you got Meredith and you're giving away because Alshon Jeffrey's suspended.
Yeah.
I mean, if not Gags. I'm so used to talking about Trags from Gags. God bless you. Another sneeze. I'm real thrown off here. But no, if Bean has the balls to start Meredith after what he just saw with Jay Cutler, more power to you, bro.
Yeah.
For me, the trade meant diddly squat to me.
Exactly.
Just because, I don't know. I mean, these are three meaningless players to me.
It's kind of a snoozer. I was never going to play Meredith, even with my wide receiver. Like I said, he was my WR6. There's no way he's going to see even if he had one good week with Jay Cutler, I wouldn't put him in there. No way. There's too much riding on it right now. But Bean, if you want to do it, maybe it'll pay off. Maybe it won't.
We shall see. To talk about comes from none other than Possum Magic and Cobra Brianna.
Worst name ever.
Worst name ever? I don't know about that. There's been some pretty bad ones. But Possum Magic, a.k.a. Ryan Treesice, has traded away Austin Hooper, Isaiah Crowell, and Quincy Enunwa to Josh for Humphreys, Jason Witten, and Catanzaro. And obviously, this was because Tree needed a kicker, and he didn't want to waste his last move. Yeah. Which also Craig does bring up in the recap, and quite amusingly too. Yeah, I was just talking about every year,
without fail.
Yeah, without fail. Tree size. Craig's like, all right, you got one move left, and there's 3 weeks to go, even before the playoffs. Hope your team does not get hurt in any way, shape, or form. Which is kind of funny that Tree size he just has like his equation, being the accountant that he is, and just goes by it every year. But no, so yeah, he traded that for Humphreys, Witten, and Catanzaro. This isn't really this is kind of like a snoozy one for me as well.
Really snoozy.
Witten is the best one for Josh they gave away, and I don't know, Crow or Enunwa who wants Enunwa when you got Bryce Petty. Or Petty, I don't know what his name is, throwing to him.
Right.
Crowell, maybe.
Yeah.
Hooper had one good game. Now Tammy will probably be back. Then you got Humphreys, who I think he had a pretty decent game.
Yeah.
And Witten, tight end, decent, and kicker. I mean, we didn't pick a winner for your trade, by the way. I'd say Bean won your trade. And going on, I would say that Tree Size won the trade from Josh.
I will agree that Tree Size won this one because the only player that I would actually start out of all these names is Jason Witten. And I guess Catanzaro if you have to. But I wouldn't really want to start any of these other players on my team unless it was a really, really bad bye week blue. So I don't know what Josh got out of it except for Isaiah Crowell. I mean, he's a decent running back, but he's not like an exclusive running back. So, but you know what? Josh, he made a fool of us on the last trade with Jay Ajayi, and he also made a fool of Craig. So,
Oh, ouch.
yeah, and maybe it'll work again in Josh's favor. Who am I to talk? He came from the basement, and now he's knocking on the playoff door. So,
Knock, knock, knocking on playoffs door.
hey, save it. That's good material right there. But yeah, I'll say Tree won that, and I'll say that I won our trade because I think San Diego D, if you look at their points, they've got like 4 or 5 20-point games on Yahoo, which is usually 25 to 30 points. So I'm going to say that they're going to be the ultimate winner because they're going to take Craig out.
All right. Okay.
And the last trade we've got between Gags and Disco. And let's point out this is Gags' last trade. He likes to use every single one, and you know he's going to use all 3 offseason trades without a doubt. And the trade was Gags got Eazy-E, Dontrell Inman, Dorial Green-Beckham, and the New York Jets defense. And Disco got Gurley, McCoy, Martavis Bryant, and Dallas D. I think this is actually a pretty even trade because Ezekiel Elliott is probably the biggest name here by far. But I take it that he gave up that for Gurley and McCoy. It was like a package deal for Eazy-E. And then Disco, if he doesn't make playoffs, he's got Martavis Bryant. If he comes back next year, which, man, he's like another Josh Gordon. You just never know. But, you know, it's 17th round. It's worth, I don't know what it was, like 17th or 18th round. It's worth trying. And then you traded defenses there, and I guess I would say Gags probably got the better end of that. I'd rather have the Jets D than Dallas D. But all in all, Gags got what he wanted. He wanted Eazy-E, and you know Disco got more value with all the names there. So I think it's actually an even trade considering where they are in their fantasy careers for this year.
Careers.
All right, fantasy seasons.
I think Bigler would beg to differ on the career thing. Don't even get him started on past war stories. He could talk your ear off. This trade. I hate this trade and I love this trade at the same time. Yes,
You wanted Eazy-E?
Yeah, I wanted Eazy, but I did not have the ammo to get him, or nor would I give up as much as Gags did. This trade, I think, hands down, Bigler wins this trade. Martavis Bryant, 17th round, great keeper, great potential Gurley keeper as well. I know everybody's against because he's having a bad year, but still, you can get Gurley in the 3rd round. I still think that's a decent value. And the year before when he was a rookie, he was lights out. If he gets the quarterback, that was Sam Bradford. Yeah. If he gets the quarterback that takes the pressure off him, he could be insane.
I think Goff is starting this week, so
right. Well, maybe they'll get a line or whatever, and a receiver that could happen. But yeah, Gags got Eazy-E. That's what he wanted. And a bunch of no names. The New York Jets defense, which is kind of good.
Yeah.
But no, Bigler got Gurley and McCoy, and Bryant. So I think Bigler wins this by a landslide.
I don't know about a landslide, but I think he wins it because it puts him in a position to potentially make the playoffs. And if he doesn't, you know, he's still set up for the offseason.
He is. Well, the only thing I hate about it is that you traded with Gags.
Yeah, I know.
And you give me a shot.
I know, but at least Gags gave up a decent bit, which makes his team a little bit weaker. I was looking at his full roster with the bench, and it's still really strong, but the bench is much weaker. You know, like his bench keeps getting weaker and weaker. So it's like a stack of cards, house of cards. You know, if he loses one piece, man, it's going to come crumbling down.
It's very true. I also like to backtrack and retrack a statement. Big would not give me a try. He did give me a shot. Not that I knew he was getting traded.
You entered the sweepstakes?
I tried to give a couple flyers, but I had no chance, basically. He said he was getting a lot of offers and that they were all pretty good.
Yeah.
So he did give me a shot. Other than that, what were we talking about?
That's pretty much it, I think.
I know what it was. Oh, yeah, you talked about the fragile state of Gag's team. I mean, hey, if Eazy-E goes down, buddy, you can't trade me for Alfred Morris.
Ooh. Yeah.
And believe me, I'm rooting for Eazy-E to go down because that would be a major bonus for me to be able to plug Alfred Morris in that lineup with that offensive line. I still have yet to be able to admit and say that Eazy-E is an amazing running back by himself. It is all that offensive line.
Man, and they just completely embarrassed the Steelers last week. Embarrassed them, especially that last play. Didn't even touch him.
Well, yeah, that was that last play of that game. With the last 2 minutes of the game, they lost. The Steelers lost their focus, and you can't even. At first, you get mad because of that face mask that they did on Jason Witten. But the play before, they literally almost tore off Cole Beasley's head, and it wasn't even called. So it's like, I can't be mad. Dallas is a good team, and it was a good game. But hey, you did the fake spike with 42 seconds left. You're the ones that gave them too much time.
True.
That was a dynamic offense like that.
It was a tough pill to swallow for me because Tresize got 75 points with Big Ben and the Steelers lost. It was like, at least give me the Steelers win. Something to hang my hat on. Still got oh man, it was like a double punch. Quick question, Detling. Do you think that there will be any last minute trades before the deadline?
I'm counting on it.
Yeah, and counting on it because you're hoping to move some players.
Yes, guilty.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. I'm pretty much done, but I have a feeling that a lot of people want to make some moves here right before the deadline. The deadline's what, Saturday?
Tomorrow.
Oh, so is it like basically by the end of tonight, or you have by the end of tomorrow? I think it's like the end, like midnight next tomorrow.
Tomorrow? I wish it was like at 4 p.m. Like a real trade deadline.
That'd be great. You call people at like 3:55.
People like scrambling at work, like trying to like Bean was at his desk, like trying to call people on his phone. Saying, yeah, no, I'm doing business. Don't trade me the goddamn player.
That would be great.
Calling on his drive back from Harrisburg. Dallin, give it to me. Come on, just give me the player. I need him. No, Bean.
Yeah, so it's probably safe to say we'll have one more trade time next week.
True.
Yeah, so we'll see if we have any major trades that shake things up for the potential playoff push here.
All I gotta say is let's put the trade number back down to 3, since we're talking about all this other crap about running backs and decimal points and kickers and defenses on the lineup right now. This week's matchups. Yeah.
I thought you were going low on that one.
Well, I didn't know I was going to go low halfway through it, but then I didn't know if I could change my octave.
We really missed Josh on that one, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Octave.
Octave. I think that's the correct pronunciation. Yeah. All right. The first matchup of the week, we have Cobra Brianna going up against Darkwing Jet. I love that name, Darkwing Jet.
I like it too.
And we've got former quarterback for the Darkwing Jets, Tom Brady, going up against Colin Kaepernick. That might be the first time he's been started this year, huh?
Yeah, I wish I would have picked him up, but didn't do it.
Really?
When he played against New Orleans.
Oh, yeah. Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah, shoulda, coulda, woulda.
All right, who you taking on this matchup?
Colin Kaepernick.
It's head-to-head. I'm going to go Brady.
Okay.
All right, we got Stephon Diggs going up against
OBJ.
OBJ. Now, hold on. If Josh were here, we'd have to find out if that is actually his number 1. Just kidding. We're not going to waste our time on doing that crap.
Josh being a dick. Basically simple, all it is.
All right, Edelman or Wallace?
Edelman.
Edelman all day. Macklin or Floyd? Macklin again. Floyd has been one of the biggest busts of the year.
Oh, yeah.
All right, running backs, Jay versus Jennings.
Gotta go J.I.
J.I. Yeah. The newly acquired Crowell going up against Paul Perkins.
That's just sad.
That is a really sad match. I'm going to give it to Crowell versus Pittsburgh.
I'm going to go with Perkins.
All right. Versus Chicago? All right.
Zach Miller versus Cameron Brate? I don't know.
I think it's Cameron.
Okay. Going to go with Zach Miller.
Absolutely, because Jay Cutler, I think he's going to be the number 1 receiver.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, we got Theo Riddick versus James White. And I'm going to go with Theo Riddick.
I think I am too, just because they might bring Dion Lewis back. They're going to ease him in.
Yeah, and I feel like theoretically he's going to get more targets.
I was waiting for it. If you didn't do it, I was going to. Theoretic. Vinatieri or Prater?
Vinatieri.
I'll go Vinatieri. Wow. Cincinnati going up against Buffalo or the New York Giants against Chicago?
I would go. I'm going to go Giants versus
Me
Chicago.
too. I think Chicago is just like a burn barrel right now. Just a garbage fire.
burn barrel.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
So I'm going to go the Giants. I'm going to go anybody but Chicago against Chicago. So I noticed that we were saying a lot of Josh's team.
I think we were.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to pick Josh.
Yeah. I don't want to because I have that $10 bet against him on who's going to get a better record.
I thought it was $20.
Well, it's 10 for the record and then 10 if I make playoffs.
Oh, man. Jeez.
So I'm going to go reluctantly. I'm going to go Josh.
I thought you were going to start singing Cake.
No, I'm not going to do that again. Josh, unfortunately.
This next matchup makes me laugh, Brian.
Oh, yeah.
It's From Gags to Riches versus Pew-Bearded Pansies. I don't know who called him a pew beard or if Craig just put that on as a team name to get us to say it.
Yeah, he might just want us to say that name out loud for some reason. I don't remember you calling him that.
I don't know if anybody ever called him that. I mean, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, or maybe he's just trying to light a fire under his team. You know, like if they all get called that somewhere on social media, maybe they'll actually start playing better. I don't know.
Maybe. Well, let's get on with the matchup.
All right.
We got Cam Newton versus Eli Manning.
All right. Considering what Cam's doing so far, I'm still going to give it to Cam because Chicago's D is tough against the pass. So I'm going to go Cam Newton.
I'm going to go Cam Newton as well. But the one thing is, I always see like when you're looking at receivers, you keep saying Chicago's pass defense tough, but they say that they're the worst in the league.
Really?
Yeah.
I might be wrong about it.
Unless I'm reading it wrong, but when you go look at your like game log, it'll have like green teams are like the ones that you want to play against, and like Chicago is number one.
I could be dead wrong about this. I think if my experiences have been very bad. Like I know Mike Evans didn't do anything against them. Like a lot of my players did horrible. But
Maybe they just have like a great one cornerback. Like I know you're right because Jordy Nelson got like 0.9 against them.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Or maybe Yahoo's wrong.
Maybe Yahoo's wrong. We should check NFL.com from now on. Okay, next receivers. Antonio Brown versus Brandon Cooks. You got to go Antonio Brown.
Yeah, against Cleveland. I think they're so afraid of losing to Cleveland that they're just going to feed AB.
I mean, they got better feed somebody.
Yeah.
Because they are pathetic.
All right, Devontae Adams versus Randall Cobb.
Green Bay versus Green Bay.
I know.
The Battle of the Bay.
Yeah, which receiver besides Jordy Nelson will get more looks? I'm going to go Devontae Adams.
I'm going to go Randall Cobb just because he's my boy.
Yeah, I know. Rashard Matthews going up against Jarvis Landry. I thought it was funny that. Did you hear the part about Craig talking about how his Achilles heel has been his receivers this year?
Yes.
That's kind. It was kind of comical.
100% correct. It is. You know why it's his Achilles heel, Brian?
Why?
Well, A, because he doesn't get to keep Antonio Brown or Des Bryant, and B, because he doesn't have the number 2 overall pick for the third year in a row where he could pick a nice receiver up.
That's right. And I think he put too much stock in the PPR receiver.
Well, yeah, if you can look at this, he's all about the slot receiver.
Exactly. I think he put too much stock in that, and it blew up.
You, Craig, sir, are a slot slut.
Ooh, slot. Did you come up with that?
I did. Well, there's two. Now the Kitchen of Love is full of slot sluts. Craig is the slot slut fantasy football.
Gotcha.
Justin is literally a slot slut.
Yeah, and for gambling, yeah.
Yes. He
That's
likes
good.
anything with a handle.
So we can basically just call them slot sluts.
Yeah, slot sluts.
Okay.
So going back, Rashard Matthews versus Jarvis Landry.
I will give that to Jarvis.
What? You're out of your mind. I'm going to go with Rashard Matthews. He's on fire lately.
Yeah, and they're going against Indy, but I'm still going to go Jarvis. All right, Frank Gore versus DeMarco Murray. I'm going to go Murray.
You got to go Murray. That guy's a beast. He's out to prove.
He's been doing it all year.
He has. I actually looked at his game log. I think every week is 20 points, except for like maybe one.
Yeah, there aren't very many running backs that have done better consistently throughout the season.
No, not at all. He's definitely making a push for comeback player of the year, and I personally think he wins it.
Me too.
Next, we got Chris Thompson versus LeGarrette Blunt. I don't know what's going on here, but you gotta go LeGarrette
Gotta
Blunt.
go Blunt. Yeah.
Is it a bye week blue? It must be. Oh, because is Ezekiel Elliott? Oh no, there he's on the flex. I don't even know what we're doing.
You go down the benches.
I'm going down his benches because I can't believe he's starting Chris Thompson. So yeah, LeGarrette Blunt. He is actually starting Chris Thompson. So you agree?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Tight end Jordan Reed versus Travis Kelce. That's a tough one. I'm gonna go Jordan Reed.
Likewise.
Flex, we got Spencer Ware versus Easy E, and that's pretty easy. Although it's kind of great.
Yeah, against Baltimore.
I just noticed that his projection is only 16 points. Spencer Ware's is 17, which is kind of crazy.
That is crazy. I think the projections are off.
Yeah, but hey, why not? I'll go Spencer Ware.
Wow. I'm gonna go Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna get more points overall. Ware's been nowhere.
Ooh, I like that. Good job.
All right, Goskowski for me.
Goskowski. And defense, we got New England and Kansas City, and I'm going Kansas City.
All right, I'm gonna go New England.
Yeah. All right. So who are you picking to win, Brian?
I'm gonna actually, for this matchup, I'm gonna go ahead and pick Craig. I mean the bearded pansies. Just so he can have a little bit of hope going into Thanksgiving week against me, and it'll be a monumental showdown. Even if we are still 4-6, we'd have to both win.
So your reason for picking Craig
4-7
is more or less to be able to beat him next week and put him down.
100%.
Okay. Well, I was going to say that Craig probably is going to hate this, but I'm picking Craig as well.
Ooh, he's gonna hate it.
Yeah, but
Death.
I'm not picking him so you could beat him next week. I actually think that Craig has a great chance at upsetting Gags.
Yeah, I think he does have a pretty good chance this week. So hey, all on board for Craig.
Let's go, Craig. Knock Gags out of the first place. Give me a shot to get that bye.
Matchup, we have the Huber Squasher going up against Everybody Ertz. And this could be the week that Huber Squasher name gets squashed completely. We shall find out.
One where I cannot argue at all with it.
Yeah. So, Jay in the basement with the Rivers jersey. I liked Craig's analysis. Maybe the curse exists because he didn't give the jersey to his brother like he should have. And then he pointed out the stupid trophy in the garage. Whatever. I don't believe in that one. I do believe in the jersey, though.
I pick it. That's why it's in the garage.
That's funny. Good point. I pick and choose which curses I believe in. So let's get into this. We got Kirk Cousins, who, like you said, it's the better quarterback overall, I think, for you versus him or Big Ben. I think Cousins was the right choice. Going up against Mariota.
Wait, what was that? Did you just say I'm right?
Yeah. Are we married?
I don't know. I mean, might as well be. We're keep this up. We'll be common law married on the radio.
Common law. I think you might have been right. I'm gonna give you Cousins against Green Bay. Man, Green Bay, they got lit up last week by Mariota. Yeah, so I'm gonna give it to Cousins.
All right, I'm gonna go with Cousins as well, mainly because I think that they're gonna run Murray a lot against Indianapolis. Quick little bit of unfinished business popped in my head.
Okay.
Hey, Josh, how you like that Kendall Wright? Huh? You like that plug? He had one catch for a touchdown. I know you're pissed about that. I saw you on the lineup going, Kendall Wright!
That was funny.
So I saw it. I was like, oh, man, if there's going to be one catch, it might as well count for a big one.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that made me smile.
That's
okay.
great.
Back to the matchup.
All right, we got Jordy going up against the waiter, Pierre.
Garçon.
I'm going to go Jordy.
I'm going Jordy, too.
No brainer.
Yeah.
All right, your semi-fast Willie Snead going up against Crabtree. I'm going to go Crabtree. Not because of Snead's only 2 points so far. It's still early. But Crabtree, he gets it done.
Yeah, I hate Crabtree. He's a thorn in my side. I'm going to go.
You hate him more. I think Craig hates him more. I think he had 3 touchdowns against him this year.
I believe you're right, actually, yeah. I'm going Crabtree. Honestly, he is better. He is the better receiver than Snead. I think Snead's just more worried about his blonde locks that he has coming out of his helmet.
All right, we got Devontae Parker going up against Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Great show.
That was a great show.
I'm going Amari Cooper, sir. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Cooper.
We're going against Houston. They are tough, but I still got to go.
All right.
Something just happened to our thing, so we're not going to say anything.
Jay Stewart going up against Mark Ingram.
I'm going Jay Stewart.
Head to head. I'm going to give that to Ingram. I think he finds the end zone.
Well, Carolina's in the red zone right now, but we don't know what's happening.
We have no idea.
Our site is kind of going bonkers. Hey, something happened. I think Stewart just scored.
I think we just saw a live update of Jones.
Play-by-play.
Yeah. Jonathan Stewart just changed my mind. I'm going to go.
Stewart.
I'm changing my allegiance from Ingram to Stewart. Stewart all the way. I assume he's got the touchdown there.
I love it.
Yeah, but it's not confirmed yet.
We don't know. Yeah, our site could go bonkers again.
All right, Bernard versus Ivory. My heart wants to go with Ivory, and that's where I'm going to go.
That's a good play versus Detroit. I'm not going to lie. Bernard did jack squat last week. Man, all right. I'm gonna be. I'm gonna go with Ivory.
All right. We got Greg Olson going up against Jimmy Graham. Yeah, I'm gonna go Olson there because I think score's gonna get run up here.
Yeah, I'm going Olson as well.
All right, in the flex, not a very exciting flex really. We got Tyler Eifert versus Doug Martin. I'm gonna give that to Martin.
He's his first game back, man. Versus KC.
That's a good point.
He's
He's not really a pass catcher.
No, I'm gonna go with Eifert. It's just biased.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be close. Gotta go Hauschka.
Hauschka's a great name, but Tucker's the best kicker in football.
But you gotta go with the name.
Tucker's a good name. Tucker there. Tucker that ball in and kick a field goal, sir.
I can't believe you're going against Hauschka.
All right, I'll go against Hauschka. Mainly because the kid in your grade, Tucker, I hated his guts. He's a real jerk.
Yeah, he was a jerk.
He was.
I think everybody hated him.
Yeah,
He's a bully.
He was a prick. It was when somebody smashed him in the face with a plate and then stabbed him in the back of the ear. No, I never thought about that. Defense, Seattle and Houston. Houston's going against Oakland. Seattle's going against Philly. I'm going Seattle.
Yeah, I'm going to say this is a wash. I say it's going to be pretty even.
I think you're wrong.
Well, that's okay.
Yes, it is okay. So, overall,
I think that you're probably going to squeak this out, but I would laugh so hard if everybody Ertz, who's projected at 133 this week, no offense, Jay, I think it would be great if you beat him, get out of that basement. We can shove Craig down in the basement, give him that Phillip Rivers jersey. What do you say?
Well, I say you're going to be completely wrong. And the Huber Squashers are going to squash the Huber and rightfully retain its team name.
We shall see.
All right, this next matchup we got going on here, none other than Disco versus the Detonators. Boom, boom goes the dynamite. We got Andrew Luck versus Matthew Stafford. The projections have it being a pretty close one. Oh boy. Gosh, I have to give that to Andrew Luck.
Me too. I have no faith in Stafford. He's got to prove it to me. He's been pretty much a dud for me this year. He's probably going to get 38 points, and it's going to piss me off. So good luck.
Or 17 or something. Better than 17 or whatever.
Better than Cutler.
Cutler, yeah. All right, we got DeAndre Hopkins versus Mike Evans. And, I mean, at this point in time, DeAndre Hopkins is no better than, like, a number 3 receiver.
Right,
I mean, it is just pathetic how far he's fallen because of Brock Osweiler. It's not DeAndre Hopkins' fault.
No.
But Mike Evans.
Mike Evans, even though he's still a little banged up, but it's still better than Hopkins.
Right.
All right, Michael Thomas or T.Y. Hilton. I got to go T.Y.
Gotta go T.Y. He's got that big playability. So does Mike Thomas, but T.Y. is a seasoned veteran, and that's the one guy that Andrew Luck looks for. What? Hey, Brian, how do you be a quarterback?
Play that number 1 receiver.
I'm glad you're learning.
All right, we got Marvin Jones Jr. versus Tavon Austin. I'm going to go Marvin Jones Jr. because if he can't do it this week, he'll never do it.
Did you say Marvin's Jones
I did.
Jr.? That's
Juniors.
I'm going to go Marvin Jones Jr. as well.
Yeah, but he's got to prove it, man. All right, Todd Gurley or Jordan Howard. I'm going to give it to Gurley.
I'm gonna go Jordan Howard because Miami's gonna stack that box and gonna force Jared Goff to beat him.
That's a good point.
So
That's a really good point.
Gurley.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna cheer for Howard, but I'm gonna give it to Gurley.
Okay. We got McCoy versus Ryan Matthews.
Yeah, Ryan Matthews, man, he was a beast last week. Even though he's going against Seattle, I think he gets another touchdown, and, well, he's not going to beat McCoy, probably.
No, I'm going with McCoy. I can't stand the Eagles coaching, and they're trying to be like Belichick with this running back thing.
Yeah.
So Sproles is a starter, but now Ryan Matthews is awesome. Then once Ryan Matthews is a starter, then Sproles is awesome. And then when they're both starting, Wendell Smallwood and Kenyon Barner or something are going to be like the greatest running backs in history. Just to drive somebody mad.
That's right, he'll be on Bean's bench.
Yeah. I don't even have a Philadelphia running back, and I am super happy about that.
Yeah, it's tough. But Jordan Matthews, Ryan Matthews has a touchdown in the last 3 consecutive games.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Ryan Matthews is a beast.
Yeah.
It's just that they don't
They don't know how to use him. Any running back.
It's true. They didn't know how to use DeMarco Murray as well.
That's right.
So we're seeing the same thing with Matthews. He'll probably go play at some junk team and be a star.
Probably.
So we got Eric Ebron versus Rob Gronkowski at the
punctured
moment
lung.
with a punctured lung. And even if Gronkowski played with a punctured lung, I'd pick him over Ebron. But since they won't allow you to do that,
I know see what he's trying to do here. He's trying to beat me with my tight end. Stafford to Ebron connection.
I do like that's. Yeah, well, that's not what I say. But yeah, Ebron. I would go with Ebron here over Gronkowski.
Yeah, likewise. I got to find somebody to plug in there. All right, I've got my plan. Don't worry. We got Benjamin against Yeldon. I'm going Benjamin.
I'm going Benjamin as well. I know Bigler hates using Yeldon in his flex, but
I would hate using him at all.
Yeah, so would I. I was like, what are you going to do? I think even when you made that draft pick, I cringed.
Uh-huh.
And I said, why would anybody pick that bum?
Yep, just like we cringed whenever you picked Jamal Charles.
Oh, God.
We all
Yeah. Did you guys really?
Not really. I was just afraid for you.
Well, you were rightfully afraid because that's the worst pick of the whole draft.
Yep.
Hands down. I can't even get started on that. That's just. I look at my team and think to myself, I've gone through the draft of like that second round, and seeing what I could pick after there, and it makes me sick. Like how much better my team would be without that.
Don't beat yourself up, man.
I don't know. It sucks.
I feel bad. I should not have picked Gronk, man. That was the biggest mistake of my draft.
It's Gronk.
Yeah, I know, but he was like, you knew he was a little bit hurt, and hey, he got the Madden curse.
Oh. Was he on Madden this year?
Yeah, and I knew that. I saw he was on the cover the day before the draft. Actually, it was the day of the draft. We went to Walmart, me, Jimmy, Jane, Gags, and they were like, man, Gronk's on the cover. That's a curse. And I was still...
at Walmart and we're looking at the Madden game?
Well, yeah, but they had a big display.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they had a big display. So I was like, thinking to myself, like, man, I hope he doesn't fall to me, but I'll probably pick him. And that's what happened. and it was cursed.
For next draft, I really got to be there for both days. If you guys are there, if it's in Johnstown, I want to be there, hang out with you guys.
Yeah, if it's at the beach, man, that'll be even better.
If it's at the beach, I'm there for every day.
Yeah.
Like it's hands
all
down,
week.
All week. If it's a week thing, I'm there all week. Jimmy, just give me the keys. I'm gonna have my booze, my edibles. Bigler will be there with me. We're gonna have a great time. You're gonna be lucky if it's not burnt down.
That's great. All right, let's get back to this matchup.
Okay. All right. My bad.
I'm gonna go Janikowski for kickers.
Janikowski. Great name.
And I'm going to also go LAD. Yeah, LA.
LA versus Miami?
Yeah. Dallas D going against Baltimore.
That's a toss. That's a coin toss. You go LA, I'll go Dallas.
Sounds good. And I'm going to pick myself because I have to win. Otherwise, I'm definitely out. And I think I'm going to win it because of the TY Andrew Luck connection.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. Gosh, you know what? I'm gonna go with. I guess I'll go with you.
Oh wow! Did not see that coming. Did not see that coming. All right, so Bigler, I'm sure you like being the underdog. Clearly, you have, you can make one loss and still get a chance to get in the playoffs. I can't. So
True.
Give me this one. Next matchup of the week, we've got New Guys Mad Titans trying to piece himself back together after that really tough Monday night loss.
Trying to get him off that couch.
That's right. Going up against Possum Magic, who finally ended his losing streak against me. It's a really, really close matchup, projections-wise, everything. Let's get right into it. We got Big Ben going up against Derek Carr. I'm going to give this one to Big Ben.
I'm going to give this to Derek Carr. I know the projections are wildly inaccurate right now, but Roethlisberger, I feel like,
Could be a Big Bell game, maybe.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking, the Big Bell game. A lot of running against them. We also know that like Cleveland, that's their Super Bowl, so
It's true.
this could be different.
And
So-
it's in Cleveland.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. Derek Carr's a great quarterback, and oh man, who knows what this could be? That could be either way.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna go Carr.
Kenny Britt versus Doug Baldwin. I'm gonna go
Baldwin all day.
Doug Baldwin.
You think Jared Goff even knows who Kenny Britt is?
I don't know, but he better figure it out.
He doesn't even know where the sun sets.
I said you love bringing that up,
I do. It's great.
and I love that he was trying to teach everybody else too.
Yeah. Other people didn't know either, though. To be
I
fair.
know, that's scary.
So we got AJ Green versus Larry Fitzgerald, two titans of the industry.
Yes.
But you got to go AJ Green, man.
Yeah, Fitzgerald going against Minnesota. You got to give it to AJ.
All right, my question is, who do you give it? I mean, because I would say obviously AJ Green is in his prime right now.
Yeah.
If Larry Fitzgerald was in his prime, who would you go with then?
I'd still give it to AJ Green in his prime.
Oh,
Yeah.
nah, I'd
Hey,
give it to Fitzgerald.
You're a Larry Fitzgerald fanboy.
I'm not a fanboy. The dude is amazing. He earned his degree for his mother.
That's pretty noble.
It is. So, okay, primetime AJ Green right now. This is what we're doing today. Okay, now we got Moncrief versus Terrell Pryor Sr. I don't know when he decided to honor his father, the senior, whatever.
When did that change?
Yeah, did he have a kid, make a junior? I don't know.
Maybe he
So,
could have.
Yeah. Doesn't Steve Smith Sr. as well?
Yeah.
Okay. That must have been it. Has nothing to do with his father. Anyway, I'm going to go with Pryor.
Me too.
Yeah.
Against the Steelers.
Yeah, unless they're trying to face mask him every single play. Crockwell or Cromwell, whatever the hell your name is.
He'll be like the Josh Cribbs of that game.
Oh, Josh Cribbs. Wow. I remember that guy. That was terrible.
He was awesome.
It was a pain in our asses. So, running backs, we got R. Kelly. Thanks, Tree Size.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about. Versus DeAndre Washington.
Jimmy can't quit DeAndre Washington.
No, he can't. It's funny because R. Kelly almost beats him and Damon Williams' projections together.
Yeah, I'm going R. Kelly.
Yeah, we're going with R. Kelly. He believes that he can fly.
Yeah.
So I was trying to think of any other R. Kelly songs right off the top of my head, but that's all I had.
That's not even him.
R. Kelly?
That's not R. Kelly.
R. Kelly sings I Believe I Can
That's
Fly.
not R. Kelly. That's crap. Seal sings I Believe I Can Fly.
What does R. Kelly sing?
Let's put a bet on it.
I'm not putting a bet on anything. You already got the answer from your wife.
I know I didn't. I said Crystal, but she didn't respond.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she didn't. I just came to me. But one thing's for sure, we know that Bean is singing in the car right now at the top of his lungs. So go Bean.
Hold on. Why does this Google say R. Kelly, I Believe I Can Fly lyrics?
I don't know. That's a radio edit.
It does. No. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about every night and day, spread my wings and fly.
I know
away.
the lyrics.
That is R. Kelly.
You know why it says R. Kelly? Because you typed in R. Kelly, I Believe I Can Fly lyrics. Get rid of the R. Kelly part and you'll find out the true writer of that song.
Still says R. Kelly.
I still question this.
All right, back to the matchup. Brian still questions about R. Kelly, but I'm sure you guys would love to chime in on the lineup and let him know who really sings R. Kelly or I Believe I Can Fly.
I'm pretty sure it's Seal.
You can let him also know what song Seal sings.
Do you know what song Seal sings?
No, I don't know what
I
song.
Believe I Can Fly.
It is not. Who listens to Seal? Obviously you.
Oh, wait, it's Kissed by a Rose.
Kissed by a Rose. Oh, look at you realizing as we're on.
My world is crumbling.
Yes, it is.
All right, I might have lost that bet if you had taken it.
Yes. Jeremy Hill versus Damon Williams.
Yeah. Going Hill?
I'm going to go Hill. Try not to vomit in my mouth over thinking about Seal's face.
That was so mean.
That was mean. I apologize to Seal. Seal, I mean, he was married to Heidi Klum, so he's got a lot of credit. He's done a lot better for me than I have in the women's department. So good job, Seal. Sorry about your face.
Oh, man. All right. Tight ends.
I need to go to church. I do feel bad about that. It's time to confess.
Fedorowicz or Fleener?
Fedorowicz.
Oh,
I just have somebody. I have an image of him wearing a fedora.
I'm gonna go Fleener.
I'm going Fedorowicz.
Fair enough. Finally, L Bell's in the flex again. Got to go L Bell.
Yeah, baby, that's
precise.
what I'm talking about. L Bell, all the way. For whom the bell tolls, it tolls for tree size.
Against Tree Size.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
okay.
It tolls for tree size. Like it's coming to get him.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we got kickers. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Defense: Miami versus LA and Philly versus Seattle. And you gotta go Miami.
Yeah, I think you do right there, just because of Goff's first game.
Yeah, great streaming option you have there, Tree.
Yeah.
With that being said,
I'm gonna try to. I want Jimmy to win this game, even though he is my rival this year. I just want him to get it back so he can get his head straight.
well, I think that's gonna be tree size. I think he's gonna get treed.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be one of those scenes like from Evil Dead, Jimmy. If you've seen that Evil Dead movie where the tree rapes the girl, it's true. It's a scene.
I believe you.
You never saw this?
Uh-uh.
Oh my gosh, it's terrible.
It
Like the
sounds awful.
trees, like she's running in the woods and the trees like kind of grab her and put her on the ground and like shove a tree up her. That's basically the most normal way I can say that.
So is that why you're going with this Tree Size on this matchup?
That's what I mean by getting treed.
Gotcha. That's the
Because tree fine, yeah, like that's the only way tree wins half the time anyway.
Yeah.
Did you just listen to me? Because I said that's the only way he wins.
I
half
heard
the
you.
time.
I heard you.
60% of the time it works all the time. I don't even know what's going on. Jeez, I'm the one that might be sitting on my couch. Is this even real? And the matchup of the week, we have Mighty Midgets versus none other than Dub C Hooligans. And this is a big one. Mighty Midgets is sitting in second place, sitting pretty.
It's real pretty.
Sitting ahead by 40 points over me. And Dub C's in sixth place, but only one game less. He has a chance to knock the Mighty Midgets out of that bye week and also help himself
Clinch.
clinch. Yeah, clinch is right. This is big. And also knock you guys out now that I think about it, because you're talking about the 3 games.
Yeah, we could still. All we need, just not to sidetrack too much, is one of the 3 6 and 4s to lose all 3 games. So it doesn't have to be Dub C. It's just that the best possible math is like Dub C losing. It's
Okay.
the best chance.
Best chance.
Yeah.
So you heard it right there from the horse's mouth, Dub C. Yes, so let's go right to the quarterbacks. 2 titans of the industry. Like to use that word now.
Yes.
We've got Aaron Rodgers versus Drew Brees. And gosh, I would probably go with Drew Brees.
Really? I disagree, and I don't know if you're like playing into like the current points and the position of the Saints being behind Carolina, possibly. But I'm going to give this to Rodgers. I think that's going to be a big game. Him and Kirk Cousins are going to be thrown all over the place.
I hope so. All right, next up we got Allen Robinson versus Golden Tate. And it's actually they're playing against each other. I'm going to go with Allen. I'm going to go with Golden Tate.
I hope this is finally the week that Golden Tate goes away. Marvin Jones had a week off just to get his head straight, get back on the same page, get open. Jeez, do something. So I'm going to go Allen Robinson.
Oh, okay. All right. And I am going against my own Penn State brother. Jimmy's probably like, he's from Penn State, dude. What are you doing? But, you can't root for them all the time. But they did beat the number 2 team in the country. It was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Ohio State. Not going to say any names. Bigler. Next is Des Bryant versus Steve Smith Sr.
This is a head-to-head matchup as well.
This is. And I got to go Des Bryant.
Yeah, likewise.
So
I mean, Steve Smith is your boy, too.
he is, but he really hurt me when he went to Baltimore.
Yeah.
I love him. As a Carolina Panther, I loved him.
Me too.
And I love it. I love what he represents, but it's Baltimore. So we got Corey Coleman versus Jordan Matthews. And
That's tough.
that is tough. I would normally say Jordan Matthews, but I'm going to go with,
I'm still going to go Jordan Matthews.
yeah, I think you're right. I think I'm going to go Jordan Matthews.
He's going to get enough catches.
I was going to go Corey Coleman, but then I remembered Priors probably where they're going to throw the ball to the
Yeah.
most. So, yeah, we're both doing Jordan Matthews.
Yep.
Now we got our favorite player, Carlos Hyde, versus Timmy Hightower. And I got to go Carlos Hyde.
I'm going to go Timmy Hightower. I think he finds the end zone.
Ooh, okay. All right. Now we got I almost said Duke. David Johnson, and not in the flex,
Oh man,
versus Lamar Miller. So he's probably
this is a first.
experiencing some bye week blues
Yeah.
there. But you got to go.
David Johnson.
I go Lamar Miller.
Wow.
We're just
Okay.
doing rushing
Yeah,
yards.
You're right.
So
I mean, he's going against Minnesota.
right, and he's going against Oakland.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Tight ends, we got Delaney Walker versus Michael Bennett, and I'm going Delaney Walker. Man, that guy's on fire.
Michael Bennett might get all the looks though since Gronk's out, so I'm gonna go.
There's a ton of people that get looks
That's
at.
true. And hopefully Deion Lewis is back. Maybe he'll get a few looks. I'm gonna go Delaney Walker as well.
All right. Well, next we got Jamison Crowder versus Cameron Meredith, and I'm going Jamison Crowder. I wish I had him. I wish I would have freaking picked him up off the waivers.
Yeah, I mean it's a bold move by Bean to play Meredith in the flex. I mean it's a boom or bust kind of move, and I'm gonna go Crowder
All right.
because Cutler sucks. He got 22 points. Bean, did you miss that?
Clearly, Bean's choosing to ignore that.
I know.
Kickers doesn't matter.
Nope.
Worst name in kickers history is Frank's. And we have Carolina defense versus Arizona defense, and I'm probably gonna go Arizona defense.
Me too. Even though right now projections wise Carolina's doing really well, it's early. I'm gonna go Arizona versus Minnesota.
All right, I agree.
All right, looking up and down these lineups.
I am gonna go. I really want Bean to upset Jimmy, but
Of course you do.
yeah, of course I do. But I think Jimmy's gonna pull it out.
Yeah. I'm also going with Jimmy just because I need Dub C to lose the next 3 matchups. And I do think that Mighty Midgets has what it's going to take this week. I think Allen Robinson's coming back, and he might be his dark horse. Truth be told, if I had to pick somebody right now who I think is going to win it all, I say Mighty Midgets.
You say Mighty Midgets?
Yeah. To win the entire league this year. I do.
Wow.
I really think that he's got everything it takes up and down his lineup to get it done.
I can't agree with you.
Of course you can't because you're
I'm
like
not
in the
saying
thick of it.
me, but if I had to pick somebody besides myself, I don't think I could pick the Mighty Midgets.
You think you'd pick Gags?
I don't.
I know I'm putting like a gun to your head right now.
You are putting a gun to my head right now. Let's see here. We're gonna. I guess I'd have to pick Gags. It's pretty still wide open though.
Yeah, I just think David Johnson. He's been a workhorse this year. You got Aaron Rodgers who's still getting it done. I just think he's got enough of the right pieces to get that consistent point. I don't know. That's who I'd go with if I had to bet on it.
Well, you seem to be a betting man this year.
I know I'm losing a lot
I
of
was gonna
them,
say every bet is not. It's not going your way a lot of times.
except
so-
for the Antonio Gates trade or the trade bet.
And I'm sure Crick is like, please don't pick me.
Hey, Crick's
ruined my
like,
season.
I just cursed him.
Sure, he might if he's at the Thanksgiving podcast, he might let you know.
Yeah. Thoughts, Delling? We've got a big week. Clearly, a lot's going to change as we get down. This is like 3 weeks left total. I hope that we don't get another 7th win for somebody this week, so that we'll still have 2 positions open. I think that's possible, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that those 2 spots are still available for somebody else to squeak in. I kind of hope that the top stays muddled as well. We'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting end of the year here.
It sure is. Like I said, we're watching every week with bated breath, seeing who's going to move up, who's going to move down, who's going to stay in the bye weeks.
And who's going to make a final trade here?
Final trade, a final push to try and make it into those playoffs. I'm excited. It's also the type of year, or the time of year where I don't know whether I'm excited or I'm disgusted with fantasy football by now. Because I always like the first 10 weeks, I'm like, oh yeah, I love it. And then it's like the next, I start there's just some kind of switch. I'm like, I fucking hate this game.
What about it?
It just drives you nuts.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I think I'm good, and then
consumes you.
then you start looking at your team like
Yeah.
every freaking minute.
Yeah.
Like people are trying to talk to you, and you have your phone out, looking at your team, like going scrolling. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, oh yeah. No, you don't care about the conversation. You just want to see, is there any possible move that I can find on the waiver wire? Literally going to like looking at the most ads, and it's like Chris Boswell, and you're like, why have 144,000 people added Chris Boswell? What do they know that I don't know? Like, that's where it consumes you. That's when it starts to, like, makes you mad.
And in the end, there's nothing out there.
Yeah, it's nothing. So that's terrible. It's like, I can't even describe it. But you guys know what I'm talking about.
Everybody knows what you're talking about, and that's why we play the game.
That is why we play the game. Is right, 100% correct.
Clearly, everything's going to be a little bit more clear next week, and I hope the commish comes back around. I hope we get a better call from him, because usually he's upbeat and he congratulates everyone for being in the league, and it's the greatest league in the universe. But we didn't get that this week, so maybe his spirits will be boosted.
All I could say is, please, if you're feeling sorry, you're feeling sad, push all that depression into your artwork, into your Inktober sketches or ink sketches.
Inkvember.
Inkvember.
Yeah.
Yes, Inkvember sketches. So I did like the Poison Ivy one, I believe.
Yeah. And if that doesn't work, just go and listen to Craig's rant about his own team on the last video, because he's really down in the dumps, and you could be like, well, I could be down there, but I'm up here. So you have that.
You still have a shot. You're still in the playoffs as of this moment. Yeah. That is something to be happy about. You're allowed to make a mistake. It isn't costing you.
That's right.
So you have that to hang your hat on, and who knows? You might just make a run for it, and you might win the championship, and we might be having the draft at the Jersey Shore House. So, because that's who I want.
And as soon as I get knocked out officially, I will be cheering for you, even if we are rivals.
I like it. All right. Well, that's all I got to say, Brian. Are you ready?
Darling?
I'm ready. Good.